You're surrounded by a cloud of exhaustion. You're always tired, irritated, and unproductive, as well as feeling unappreciated. You have a strong desire to leave your employment. Is that, however, the best option? In the end, only you can determine what is correct in your case. However, there is research that can help you assess whether you can save your current job or whether you need to look for a new one, since the mismatch between you and your current role is so great. According to the World Health Organization, many models can assist explain and predict burnout, which is now an accepted medical diagnosis. 1. Known as the Areas of Work-Life model identifies 6 areas where you could suffer imbalances that lead to burnout. Here are the 6 factors that can contribute to burnout and how to address each one. 1. Workload. You can efficiently complete your task, have opportunities for rest and recovery, and find time for professional growth and development when your workload meets your capabilities. These possibilities to rebalance don't exist when you're always overburdened. Assess how well you're doing in 5 important areas to deal with the stress of your workload. Planning your workload, prioritizing your work, delegating chores, saying no, and letting go of perfectionism. If you haven't been practicing one or more of these things, try to improve your time management skills and observe how you feel afterwards. For many people, especially those with a proclivity for pleasing others, making a conscious effort to minimize their workload can greatly reduce symptoms of burnout and give time to recuperate. 2. Perceived lack of control. It can be draining to feel like you don't have enough autonomy, resources, or a say in decisions that affect your professional life. Take a step back and ask yourself, what precisely is causing me to feel this way? If you're feeling out of control. For example, does your supervisor phone you at all hours of the day and night, making you feel like you have to be available at all times? Are your workplace's priorities always altering, making it impossible for you to advance? Or do you simply lack the dependability you need in terms of your physical or human resources to conduct your work well? Then consider what you can do to change the situation. Is it feasible to talk to your supervisor about setting stronger boundaries and not responding to messages 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Could you agree on a set of priorities that will remain constant? Or, if you stated your needs, could you get greater resources? After you've studied these factors, you can determine what you can do to impact your surroundings and what you can't change no matter what you say or do.
3. Reward. If your job's extrinsic and intrinsic incentives don't equal the amount of effort and time you put in, you're likely to feel that the effort isn't worth the return. In these situations, you should examine yourself and determine exactly what you require to feel properly valued. You might need to ask for a raise or a promotion, for example. Maybe you need more positive feedback from your supervisor and more face time with him. Experiment to find which benefits would make what you're doing worthwhile to you, and whether there's a way to get more of those rewards at your current workplace.
4. Community. Who do you work with or are you surrounded by? How supportive and trustworthy are those bonds? You may not be able to choose your coworkers or clients in many circumstances, but you can alter the dynamic. It may be as simple as taking the time to inquire about people, days, and truly listening. Alternatively, you might send an email to someone to express your gratitude for their presentation. Burnout is contagious, therefore if you want to improve your own participation, you must first improve the group's morale. If you've found that after you've done everything you can, others can't or won't mend their connections, you might want to consider changing jobs. 5. Fairness. Consider whether or not you believe you are treated fairly and equally. Do you receive recognized for your accomplishments, or do other people get recognized while your work goes unnoticed? Is it true that someone else gets regular deadline extensions or extra resources while you don't? Start by speaking up if you believe a lack of fairness is exacerbating your burnout. Individuals are sometimes oblivious of their biases or may not act until you ask for what you want. You can ask to be acknowledged as a contributor, to participate in a presentation, or to be given more time and resources. 6. Values mismatch. Your incentive to work hard and persevere can be considerably reduced if you strongly value something that your organization does not. Individuals and organizations tend to have deeply rooted ideals and objectives. When considering this aspect of burnout, you should consider how important it is for you to align your values with those of the organization. Consider whether your company's leaders have changed their values. Examine your surroundings and consider how your employer, team, and organization make choices and allocate resources. Do those underlying reasons make me happy? Do they appear receptive to change? If your deeply held values differ from those of individuals in positions of power in your organization, you may need to seek out a more congruent opportunity. Burnout is more than just being exhausted. It's a multifaceted problem that necessitates a multifaceted response. Before you quit, take some time to consider what is causing your burnout and try to make some changes. If you find that little has changed despite your best efforts, consider if it makes sense to stay or if it's time to leave. That's all for today's video. I hope you find this video useful for your current situation. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. See you on the next video.